Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today on How I Draw, or How Do I Draw, I'm going to be painting one of my drawings from Inktober, the BB8 and Porgs. So let's get into it, shall we? So, first of all, when I attacked this painting, I figured, shit, what would be the best way for me to go about doing this? I have been wanting to play with Clip Studio Paint more. I love there's something about the tools that appeals to me. They might all be the same tools as Photoshop. There's a pencil, there's a marker, there's a paintbrush, there's an airbrush, there's what do you call that? An effects brush. It allows you to use like sparkles or hearts or whatever the hell. But there is something about this program that is charming, and I want to explore it. So I decided to do that with this particular painting. Now, so what you're going to notice is that the approach to this painting is going to be different from the landscape paintings that you might have seen previously. If you haven't seen it, go back and check out the trail or the German landscape paintings, and you'll notice there's a distinct difference in how I approached this painting versus that painting. In any event, initially what I started to do was just I created a new layer above the flat drawing. Since I drew this by hand, I scanned it and brought it into Clip Studio Paint. And I made a color layer, right? And I put that color layer underneath the original drawing. And I selected the original drawing layer and multiplied it. And what that does is it knocks out everything white, just becomes transparent, and everything black stays black, which is convenient as hell. So you don't ever have to worry about seeing through it or what have you. Now the tricky part is that all of your whites have to be white, otherwise it's going to cast a multiply of gray over whatever color is underneath it. Now that can be advantageous. It could be completely in your favor. Or it can be a hindrance. It just depends on what you're trying to go for. So use it wisely, my Padawans. Yeah, I'm a Star Wars nerd. Who cares? Anyway, so what I start to do is basically block out the kind of the darker tones of what I want to use here. It's not really the true shadowy parts. I guess you would call it a mid-tone. Let's just, for the sake of it, let's call it a mid-tone. So I block in all of the mid-tones. Some people use selection tools to mask off areas. Like you can do it whichever way you feel is comfortable for you. But I do it like in a painterly kind of way. I'll just draw it on, because I know that later on, I'll, with another color, I'll just paint over it anyway. I'm not using any effects on that layer, so it doesn't matter if it's over another color, or I'm not going to get any weird multiplies or what have you. And so this technique is different in that I'm using color first. I'm not doing gray first, and then building up all of the values of the painting. I'm actually just giving it a mid-tone first, and then I'll come in with a highlight or a shadow, and then bounce back and forth. And I'll say, okay, well, maybe it needs a little bit more shadow, maybe it needs a little bit more light, or vice versa. What I started this painting with is a watercolor brush. It's a blurred edge watercolor. It's one of the default brushes. You'll find it. It's probably like, when you click on the little brush icon, you'll see it's like the fourth from the bottom. It's highlighted in blue, and I tried to just keep it at, I tried to keep the painting at one zoom in level so that you didn't get confused or whatever. you could see exactly what was going on. So it's a default brush. I didn't load anything different. I did that because I felt like it gave it a cool little texture. It wasn't like too prominent, but you can see that there are like darks and lights across the color. It gives it a bit of interest, so that, you know, it's more interesting to look at than just a flat blob of color that later on maybe I'll create a texture over or something. I mean, again, 6 one way, half a dozen the other. It doesn't matter which way you want to go about it. This is how I decided to do it for this particular one. So I start there. I you know, you can break this down to 3 basic colors, but you probably will want to end up with more like 5 for each type of object. So like the ground, you'll have this grayish color or whatever, and you'll have a midtone, you'll have a shadow, and you'll have a highlight. So those are your 3 basic colors, right? So you have a light gray, a mid gray, and a dark gray. All of the blacks are provided for you, so that's your 4th color. And maybe you'll hit it with another in-betweener, or another 2 in-betweeners that give you the illusion of a full spectrum of value, right? I'm not exactly going for like the most highest rendered something with this particular piece. I wanted to get kind of the point across. I wanted it to look kind of cartoony in a way, so I didn't go that crazy. So that's something to think about. Break it down to 3 basic colors, and you know, you'll have a decent value range to understand the dimensionality of it. The light, the shadow, the midtone. All right, so I'm probably like repeating that over and over again, but whatever. Oh yeah, thanks. That's my doorbell. And I'm back. So that was my most annoying doorbell. I'm starving. I ordered food, and well, it's here now. I'm going to keep recording just because I'm in the flow of the role, so you're just going to hear everything. So, I don't know where I was, but anyway, I'm trying to go back to the video now so you can see. So, yeah, I tried to, like I said, three basic colors, you know, highlight, midtone, and shadow for each particular item. So like if the Porg has a brown, I'll start with that midtone, or dark, or whatever it is. I'll start with a basic, let's say midtone for the sake of it. I start with the midtone, I come with the highlight, and I hit it with a shadow, and then maybe I give it an accent. BB8, I added some grays and some orange, and you know, hit it with a little bit of white. I'm out of there. This is the quick and I consider this the quick and dirty way of painting or coloring or whatever. But it's not really quick and dirty. It's like, I guess it's just simplified by comparison to doing a portrait or doing a landscape or doing something more fine arty. This is a little bit more simplified, a little bit less labor intense. So it's just something to put in your arsenal. Think about it, you know what I mean? Forget about it, you gotta do it, you know, just do it. Anyway, I'll say a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing it again. See, I'm doing it again. So anyway, let me see. Skip ahead. Yeah, whatever. I just kept on doing this and you know, follow that technique, follow whatever, and it'll get you there. If you guys have any questions, you want, you know, hit me up. I'm open. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. If, you know, with what little I know, I can pass on. All right. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope that you enjoy this, and you know, I'll see you in the next one.